Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. Seems so far away, so I'm in a different spot again. I'm just actually, there's sort of like a small island in my kitchen. Plus, I don't do anything with it because it's too small, to be honest. Stuff ends up getting stored on it. I think, it might be a good spot to do a reading. So I'm going to do your reading here, Aquarius. I hope the acoustics are okay. I've never done one in here, but it kind of sounds okay from my perspective, so I hope it's okay for yours. So, Aqua Babies, we're going to do a Celtic cross spread for you, and I'm going to utilize my Rider-Waite Tarot, and it's a deck that I've been working with for a few months with some different astrology and astrology/tarot cards. Kind of putting in more astrological information and just a few more tidbits of information about the energy that these cards represent. So we're going to do that, and then this is the Cardomancy part. So I also have a Cardomancy deck that I kind of developed a while ago, maybe a year and a half ago, and it's kind of fun because it's really specific. The messages are really, really specific. So having said that, this is a general reading, so it may or may not resonate for you. If it does, there is an extended, and the link to that is at the top of the description within this video. So Aquarius, let's get started and see what we have here for you. These have been really interesting readings so far this week. Aquarius, Aquarius, Aquarius. I'm already, actually, even before I sat down, I was setting up and I was getting ready thinking about Aquarius, and I was already thinking about like a sense of self-sacrifice. Sacrificing something of the self. And I'm not saying that like that's coming up for you. I feel like you're doing that right now. I feel like you're doing some sort of a self-sacrifice on some sort of a more personal level for the greater good of something else that you're working on, which is very Aquarian. So it doesn't seem odd to be coming out into that. But what do we have here? Right now, you have the Page of Cups. You're connecting your emotions. You're connecting your emotions, communicating through your dreams and your watery psychic. You might be feeling very creative, like the poet, the artist in you is trying to, well, you can barely see the card on here. The artist in you is trying to find a little outlet, a little way of expression. What is your challenge? Wow, your challenge is, it's the King of Pentacles. It kind of feels like that energy of a self-sacrifice. Your challenge is the sort of the position that you hold. I feel like the position that you hold in your community, in your family, perhaps even at work. This is a very solid foundation. It's something that's been built on perseverance and strategy and education, whether that's formal or the hard knocks of life, maybe a combination of the two, and what you've created and where that can go. That's the challenge. With like where you really want to be like this beautiful, poetic, expressive. I'm hearing like a little fairy almost. Kind of fairy energy. So your focus, oh look, is the sun. It's a sense of self. It's a sense of self-worth. It's finding your wishes and your dreams here. It's being truly enlightened and living an enlightened life is what your focus is. Boy, that sounds really beautiful, actually. Doesn't it, Aquarius? Your past. Everything is very surface level with the tarot. Once we get into here, guys, it's gonna be interesting. Your past is the Six of Pentacles. Charitable, giving, prosperity, and power. I like this too. It's like the young Hierophant is what this is called. There's a few decks in here with the information that I've acquired, like the Five of Cups is the minor arcana of the Death card in the tarot. And I would say that this is also a depiction of, well, it's a young Hierophant. So it's sort of like up and coming energy. In the past, you were up and coming energy. You had something to give. You were being very charitable with your time and your resources. But I feel like, yeah, your challenge is to become the Hierophant even perhaps. So to have some sort of higher position, a place. This is really cold. How cold this was. It is stone, Cindy, so it's going to be cold. Yeah, so having some sort of higher position here in life to be able to give on a charitable level, like on the grander scheme of existence, right, with the Hierophant. So your strength. Oh, I love it. You are your strength, the star, going for what is really, really you. So one of the things that I've been just exploring in my own life and through tarot and astrology and just intuition and deep thought processes is, you know, all the cards that each one of us have in the tarot as a representation of our sun sign. Let's just put it at that. Or if you're not here because of your sun sign, but it's something significant to you, let's apply it to that. Is you're not really born into who you're meant to be. Like, that's the exploration, and that's kind of finding the different paths along the way in life. And that's what you're engaged in. You're finding that to be, yes, that's my strength. It may not jive with everyone, and it may be something that I was taken off of course from at some point. But yeah, it's clearly having your dreams placed here. Your mind and your emotions are in balance. Wishes and dreams for a brighter day. Being in the right energy to be able to do that. That's your strength. Your energy is beautiful. The future is the King of Cups. Oh, look at, you're taking look at what you're doing. You're evolving. You're taking this sweet, innocent, gentle, little poetic, optimistic energy, and you're grounding it in something really deep and mature and stable. You're becoming a passionate ruler. That's what I have here, passionate ruler. Craves deep connection. Sex, death, and I should put taxes on here because I believe that's also part of Scorpio energy. Sex, death, and taxes. The real meat and potatoes of life, man. Yeah, okay. Look at this. You're evolving your process here, Aquarius. You're evolving your process. You are, it's almost like you realize, you know what, physically, maybe even monetarily, you have gained a certain level of accomplishment here. And you could even maybe say it's the highest level of accomplishment in this suit. And in the past, you were working towards it. But now your challenge is moving from beyond that and developing another deeper aspect of yourself. And this is the water element. There you are, the water bearer. Your guidance is temperance. Oh my gosh, look at that. Balancing the water. Your guidance is to become harder and more durable through your time and experience, Aquarius. The alchemy, the balance. So each lesson that you go through in life, each accomplishment that you achieve, realizing that it's not the end and that there's something else within you that needs to continue to grow here. And I see you reaching for that right now. Kind of reaching for the stars to hit the water. There's water in space. I know there is. There's gotta be. It's gotta be locked away in something. It has to be. Because everything came from space. Right? Yeah. We're all stardust. There's water in space. I don't know why I'm saying that. But anyway, so this stuff comes in sometime. Need to know. What you need to know is the Queen of Swords. Firm but fair. There's something to do with the Queen of Swords energy here. I don't know that it's you. I know you're saying, yeah, but we're sword energy, Cindy, but I find the need to know is something outside of you. It could be another air sign that you're dealing with, someone who has prominent air in their chart. There's going to be some critical, logical thinking here and some reasoning. But where that goes and how that develops, I don't know yet. Until we get into Cardomancy. That's when the shit hits the fan, baby. So, hopes and dreams, or hopes and dreams. That was interesting. It's supposed to be hopes and fears, but maybe it is hopes and dreams. Is the Emperor. Oh, that is an interesting message too. Oh, it's so funny how these things happen. So when I was doing my exercise this morning, I have one of those little Bowflex machine things because I figured I don't know when I'll ever get in a gym again. I got one a few months ago, and it's kind of neat. You can put your iPad on it or any device really, and they have a little app. And I signed up for it. I thought, I'm not paying for a gym membership, I'll pay for this. And they have all these different programs for working out, but they have these wonderful I guess it's kind of like, you know, the Google map cars, something similar where they've gone through all these different places all over the world. So while you're working out, you're on like a trip, just like going through. I've gone through the Alps. I've gone through the Black Forest. Oh, yesterday I went through, oh, it's a place in China. What the hell is that called again? Oh, I can't remember. How did it slip my mind? Anyways, but so today I went through the Sequoia Forest in the Sequoia National Park. Is that what it's called? Yeah, in California. And I was so intrigued. I was looking at all these trees and I realized that the energy of the Emperor is in the Sequoia Forest. So I have to go there. So this is like a plan I made for me. I've got to go there and find the energy of the Emperor. It exists within there. So this is your hopes and your fears. I feel like part of that message there, that this would come out like this for you. I honestly feel like I experienced certain things to bring them out in messages later in time for you guys. And this is a hope and a fear, but it is about finding your true self. And to me also, like I sort of, as I was exercising, thinking about the Emperor, like, and seeing all these smaller sequoias along this journey. And then, you know, most of the trees were typical regular size. They're still like pretty darn big. And then every once in a while you would get to the daddy of the trees, like a big ass tree. And there's an Emperor. And the Emperors are kind of far apart. They're not all together. So the Emperor energy also is being a hope and a fear for yourself. The Emperor energy is something that does not deviate from its course. There are trees around it that will not grow as quickly and as strongly as it will. But it's not his problem. It's like looking at it like, how did that tree meet such success when there are no other trees around it that are that size? Because it worked hard. It worked hard and it followed a path that may not be the path that all follow. That is a very Aquarian message. So I feel like there's a sense of leadership here for you that you are slowly moving into in the future. You've accomplished it on a level that is very relatable to most earthlings with the King of Pentacles. But now you're starting to go into something that's much deeper. And I think that's awesome because this could be a vehicle. The way you've created something here, this could be a vehicle for, okay, so because you've already made some sort of major accomplishment, like this is an energy that will be respected, it will be looked at, people will come to this for answers to problems. It's admired for what it has accomplished, this energy. So it kind of gives you a foundation to present something bigger and more in depth than if you would just come out with this. It wouldn't be so grounded for the masses. If that makes sense. I know it's going to make sense to Aquarius. You're going to be like right here with me. And I always love how you guys do this. It's so unique how, like, I could pull these same cards out for Cancer and or it had a completely different message. But this is the message you're getting right here, Aquarius. So this is your hope and your fear, is knowing that there is some sort of strong leadership path for you. And you, in some way, you do have a destiny, I feel like, to be one of those mighty sequoias. But you know that there will not be, because emperors do not live. I mean, they have vast kingdoms that they control. So you think about that space, like it's a very unique energy outside of even like these. And because you're pulling out double kings already, you are on your way to becoming emperor energy because it is the embodiment of all the kings. So, and you are not going to see those very often anyways, those giant sequoia emperor energies surrounded by a whole bunch just like them. There's going to be smaller ones and more like, so those are the ones too that you're sort of guiding. Okay, so what is your outcome? Oh my gosh. The Ten of Swords. So some sort of a painful ending here, but it's a painful enlightenment. This ending is about some sort of painful enlightenment for yourself. To the bottom. And remember, we still have to get into the Cardomancy. The Ten of Wands is at the bottom. And then you have, look at this. You're breaking through. You're breaking through. You're releasing this burden here and you're coming out with your cups behind it. You are breaking through, Aquarius. There was another thing that I get some of the funniest visuals. So as I'm exercising, I'm visualizing this giant sequoias and thinking, well, you know, some things can be so out of the tree's control, though. So there can be, like, there could be episodes of drought and pest activity and like things like that that the trees could not control. But I thought, well, on some level, though, there is a genetic factor that will play into that. So how strong the tree is genetically predispositioned to survive a drought or to get through a drought or extreme conditions, changes in environmental conditions. And I thought, yeah, but what about rodents? Rodents coming through the bark. And I thought, but maybe some trees have some sort of a special ability to change some sort of chemical that might be running through the flesh of this tree to make it bitter to rodent. Like, who knows? There's so many things that could be going on that we're not aware of. So I feel like this is pushing through things that might be like irritating you, like making you that emperor energy. Yeah, I got funny things. I really probably should have written. That's probably why I didn't written. Fantasy books or kids' books. And then the beaver came and chewed the tree, and the tree got angry and made a bitter taste, and the beaver went away. You watch. In 20 years, you're going to find out trees can do that. Okay. I know they do communicate through pheromones when there's a pest coming through them, too, to warn the trees ahead of them. That's a sense of leadership, too. Isn't that? Like, that's throwing yourself on the sword for the other trees. I mean, you're dying. This pest has infected you. There's nothing you can do but send out a pheromone signal, a chemical signal to the other trees of your species. This is coming, get ready. And they do it. They're so cool. All right, so the Cardomancy Aquarius. I'm going to pull one out for each one of these. The Page of Cups, you are right now. You have the Four of Spades. Stability will soon return to your workplace or health. Troubling times are almost over. Oh, bam, damn, yeah. That's awesome. Look at, it's like you hit a wall. It's almost like you hit a wall with this energy, and you can only take it as far as, like, this is it. This is as far as I can take this energy and this element of my life. There's something else here, but you hit a wall because we always, I think a lot of us do. Because it doesn't, this is not the sort of thing, like, look at all the things I've gotten written down here. Seasoned, experienced, accomplishments, stubborn and slow, patience, persevering, tradition, protocol, solutions. Is that a protocol? It sounds good anyways. Practical solutions, protocol too. This is something that takes time. This is something that's not achieved in a couple of weeks, a couple of months, or even a couple of years. So when we are engaged in something like that in our lives, it takes up a big part of our focus. It takes up a big part of who we become because we're learning through it and we're growing through it. But then when we hit that wall in that element of life, it can be hard to jump out of it because you're going to feel new again. The Page, you're going to feel new and a little bit inexperienced in an element that you haven't negotiated before. So let's look at this challenge. The King of Pentacles. Look at this. The Jack of Spades. A negative person in your life who may betray you or hold you back. I don't know that it's actually someone outside of you. I kind of think it's what you've achieved has served its purpose. You've achieved something and it served its purpose, and now you need to expand beyond that energy. Ah, this is fascinating. Your focus is the Sun. The Five of Spades. Soon moving on and leaving behind what you know. A new job or relocation, the end of your relationship. I think it's the end of your relationship with this part of you. It is, but it's okay. So growing this part of you, solely focusing on this part of you, because you're changing your focus to expand yourself even more. For some of you, this could actually be like taking, it could very well be, because I think for true enlightenment is to take physical steps in what we are feeling and learning and feeling guided to do. Because you can go on a strictly emotional journey, but I don't think that you accomplish a greater process if you don't actually apply it to the physical. So I do feel like for some of you, yes, you could be moving beyond something here. Maybe you're deciding that instead of, if you've been working on things in life that are more technical, more monetarily based, you've accomplished that, and now you want to work on things that are more emotionally based, more intuitive, more creative, more passion here. Craves deep connection, sex, death, and taxes. Where is it? Let's put it in right now. Let's put the taxes in there for that. Sex, death, and taxes. There, you saw it happen right here, Aquarius. The King of Cups got taxes. I taxed him. Okay, so your past. You have the Three of Clubs, immense creativity, but also stress associated with the creative process. Interesting. This is so in the past, right? You were becoming the young Hierophant. You were the young Hierophant. You may even have achieved that energy here with your challenge being the King of Pentacles. But you utilized quite a bit of your creative process, but there's stress associated with it. Immense creativity. But that's why it would be so difficult to move beyond what you've accomplished in this Pentacle realm. Because it did involve so much of your creative process. So you put so much of yourself into something. You know how hard that is? I don't know if any of you guys are like artists. I think a lot of artists actually suffer through this. You create a piece of artwork and it's so hard to give it away or to sell it. Because I used to say, well, before I even had a child, and I used to do a lot more art, but I guess now he's my artwork. Well, that makes sense, yeah. But I used to say, like, they're my children. It's really hard to just give them up. And there was one that I did, it's gone. It was an Einstein drawing. And I know I'll never see it again. So, but that's like, yeah, like sometimes it's done, it's been created, and now it's time to move forward into something else. So, I don't know if I've been having like this real sentimental energy lately. I don't know if it's you guys or it's me. I don't know, but I don't feel like really anything going on that's sentimental for me. So maybe it's the collective. But the Strength card, your strength is you, is the Star. You have the Nine of Hearts. Wishing for more, wanting a baby, or taking relationship to the next level. Now, it could be for some of you wanting a baby. I don't want to discount that. But the fact that it says wishing for more, the next level, how appropriate is that with the Star card? You're not, you may have even sat in a period of comfort with this King of Pentacles energy. But the more, it's almost like the more you're sitting in it, the more it would be feeling kind of stagnant to you. But also, it's that letting go of the parent's hand for the first time as a child on some level of something. I feel like you're actually ready to do it. It's like a letting go of something that you knew that it was secure, it was solid, it was tangible. Mommy or daddy or grandma or grandpa, whoever, was always there. If I was hungry, the food was there. The food was there. If I fell down, they were right there right away. Like, if I was bored, oh, here, do this for a little while. Like, everything was looked after. It was predictable. So you're moving into some sort of unpredictable energy. But I also see a really fast transition from this page into the King. So let's look at the King. Let's look at the King of Cups, your future. The Two of Spades. A difficult situation or decision that may cause a division between you and a loved one or a friend. Oh, that's interesting. So it's a difficult situation, Aquarius, in the future. But I feel like if it's not like seen by the outside world as a difficult situation, I think it's at least felt by you as a difficult situation. And I think because you're coming out of a sort of a pentacle cycle here and moving into water. It's kind of that Emperor energy where you may be leaving some behind. You're just going to grow faster than some of the other trees. So there could be some friendships There could be some work connections. There could be some family members. There could be some neighbors, whatever that could be for you, that if you're going to keep growing, if you're going to keep moving forward, there are some difficult decisions that need to be made here. And it's interesting because you think of that mighty sequoia that becomes that emperor energy. It's going to overshadow the other ones. And that's the choice. So you may be making a choice for yourself that others will feel is bigger than perhaps something that they would try to achieve themselves or work towards, or you're just getting there faster. So that does cause some division because, well, I don't know. I kind of feel like myself, I've always been one of those two that just kind of keep moving forward. So I will say I'm having difficulty kind of claiming that energy of, the ones left behind. That sounds so cruel, but because it's just that recognition that everyone has their own journey here, and it really doesn't serve anyone's higher purpose. For if these are two people, if this is you with a group of people, for at least one of you to be continuously making some sort of a sacrifice for others. Like at some point it becomes detrimental to all in the group, right? Like if you think about that, if all those little sequoias are all growing at the same, none of them try to go higher or faster than any of the others, then how would any of them become big and enormous? There wouldn't be enough space. There might be, so in the future, there may not be enough space for some relationships. So your guidance, though, is temperance. Harder and more durable by time and experience. So that's interesting. That's why I wanted to go through the books. I wanted to claim like some deeper, different messages about these cards and how I already saw them. So you have here the Seven of Clubs. Feeling confined or trapped with a romantic relationship. Oh. Your guidance is temperance. Is perhaps to work this out. I'm going to clarify that with a tarot card. That's not the kind of thing I feel like I can just leave there. Because you're being given temperance about this. So your guidance is to have patience about something that might be connected to a romantic connection or a relationship. Just, it could be any relationship in general, but there is an emphasis on romantic. To give this time, to alchemize it, to allow it to alchemize. What you need to know is the Queen of Swords. Oh, well that turned out nice. The Jack of Hearts. Can represent a couple when it appears with the Queen of Hearts. Your lover or best friend. Well, that's interesting. What you need to know. So feeling confined in a room. Sorry. This is where I have to stop and look at everything. Yeah, your pronoun. Okay, I feel like for some of you, part of what you're going through here is everything that I've described. To zero in on it a little more in detail, this has a lot to do with taking your relationships to the next level. Because it's also developing you to the next level. So there's something here where you're feeling a little bit small and confined. It could be specifically romantic relationships, because it's interesting that you got romantic relationships here and then you got your lover or best friend. But I definitely want to say these are soul level connections. Like this isn't George and Janet down. I gotta come up with better names. George and Janet down the street who, you talk to 5 minutes every other day when you're walking your dog kind of energy. These are people who have a greater impact in your life. who you have deeper connection with. You have soulmate contracts with these people or this person. There's something here that might be a difficult decision that you have to make. It might have something to do with sex, death, and taxes. But I feel like what you need to know is there's going to be something real clear here. It's clear and it's very logical to you about a lover or a best friend or someone who is one in both. Okay, your hopes and your fears. The Emperor, the King of Spades. Oh, I can't believe an authoritative man who may create trouble in the relationship. What is this? Oh, there's something blocking. What do you guys got going on here? I mean, come on. For me to pull out an authoritative man to sit over the Emperor? You can't make that shit up. What do you all got going on in your lives here? I don't know, this is why it's so interesting. I'm watching the birds and the squirrel and the raccoon shits under my deck. Right. That's what I got going on. I don't know what you got going on. And he steals out of that one bird feeder. This is where it gets interesting. What do y'all got going on here? There's something. So your hope and your fear. Oh, I'm not sure much if it's a hope now. You see how this gets into a different level of depth when we pull up these other cards? Everything I said with just the tarot can still be absolutely correct for you. But now we're going into a deeper level of your life. There might be something here that's blocking you. I don't know if you're already in a relationship. The challenge is the King of Pentacles. Maybe you've already got a partner. A negative person in your life who may betray you or hold you back. Oh no, this is getting really juicy. Okay, so there's some of you may already be in a relationship, or you may even be in a work connection. I feel like work and home relationships can be very similar. So, and the King of Pentacles too, like he is also sort of the husband and the father. But there's something here where you feel an authoritative presence that could block romantic movement for you. So what you need to know, and maybe because it's not shown with the Queen of Swords. It's not shown with the Queen of Swords. Because underneath all of that is a Jack of Hearts. This is your best friend, your lover. Or someone who would be. Or someone who has your back. Someone who would never hurt you. Well, you would hope not, right? But, okay, so your outcome is the Ten of Swords. Oh, wow, it's awesome. You have an ace with that Ten of Swords. So a new beginning. The Ace of Spades. A significant change. Something will end for something new to begin. Oh, yeah, you guys are going through a big shift here. But look at what's the Ace of Spades. I never really looked at the imagery on her. I have to look that up. She almost reminds me kind of like of Lady Liberty, or you know, even in the tarot card, in the tarot deck, Justice. Like it's that sense there. She's holding a sword at her side. Excuse me. And then I need my glasses or a magnifying glass to see what the hell that is. She's holding some sort of plant in her hand. And I feel like if I knew what that plant was, it would be significant. What is at the bottom? You have the Eight of Hearts. An important, I still got so much metal in my mouth. An important social event coming where you will meet with important business or romantic connections. Interesting, Aquarius. I wanted to pull that out, didn't I? I'm not going to walk away from that from you. I promise that. It kind of got clarified as I went. I'll do a quick here. Okay, this Temperance, because this is your guidance. I'm going to, like, if you go to the extended, there'll be a lot more guidance and outcome there. But here, for the alchemy, the Temperance card and the Seven of Pentacles. Oh my God, like, geez, talk about wanting to talk about something. Oh, shoot, the the Nine of Cups, the Eight of Swords, the Three of Pentacles, the Nine of Wands, and the Lovers. It's like your happiness is blocked by some sort of responsibility that's wearing you down and exhausting you. So you have a specific choice you want to make. That kind of resonates with that. Yeah, something's going on here. It could be a boss. It could be another spouse. Something is in the way of a happiness that you want to pursue. And you're getting really tired with the freaking the pentacles that you have to deal with, interfering with your choices in love and what you have for your... Oh, look at this. The Two of Swords and Temperance at the bottom. Indecision based on having to wait. All right. Thank you so much, Aquarius. That was really fascinating. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.